Section 3-3, guys. This is solving equations by adding or subtracting. Alright, so example 1, this is solving x plus 8 equals negative 5. We're supposed to check our solution and graph it on a number line. So what I'm going to teach you here is a couple things. First of all, we're going to draw this line, and we call that the equal sign line. That is kind of the middle of a teeter-totter. All right, you want to keep both sides of the equation balanced. If you do something to one side, you got to do it to the other. So what I'm going to teach you here is we're trying to get what x is, right? We're trying to figure out what number x do we add 8 to and get negative 5, right? So we've kind of done this, but in this case, what we're going to do is called the inverse operation, or basically we're doing the opposite. So we're going to pick the side with the letter, and that is this side over here has the letter, and we're going to try to get rid of everything else other than just that letter x. So we're going to get rid of the plus 8. How do we do that? Well, we're going to do the opposite. So the opposite of a positive 8, this is adding 8, we subtract 8. And this is the part where some of you will get confused, possibly. Alright, so those 8's cancel out, and the reason it does is because 8 minus 8 is 0. And we basically have x plus 0 here. Alright, and x plus 0 is just x. So that's basically why these two things cancel each other out. On this side, though, this is where it gets a little bit confusing. Okay, we're not just doing 5 minus 8 here. This is a negative 5, which you guys know means left 5, and then you're subtracting 8, which means go left 8. So I hope to see this on your paper. I hope to see the equal sign line on your paper. Even if you know the answer and you can just plug it in, that's fine, but you still have to show your work here. Left 5, left 8 takes you to negative 13. X equals negative 13. All right, if you plugged it in, back up here, checking our solution, negative 13 plus 8, that's left 13, right 8, you end at negative 5. So we know that that works. And the other thing it wants you to do is graph it on a number line. That's the easy part, guys. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm running out of room, but you guys get the point. That's where negative 13 is. Put a little point, and make sure you have where 0 is located. That's also important. All right, example 2 at the bottom of page 137. It says y minus 7 equals negative 25. This is really similar to the last one also. Again, we draw our equal sign line. That's important. That's our teeter-totter. Pick the side with the letter. Again, this is on the left side. Now, you might have the letter on the right side. So if it's the right side, you would get everything away from the letter on the right side. But since we're picking this side, the left side, I've got to get y by itself. I got to get rid of the minus 7. And how I do that is to add 7. Right? Because they're subtracting, you can kind of think of that as just adding, doing the opposite. So negative 7 plus 7 is 0. Y plus 0 is just y. So y equals, on this side we've got negative 25. That means left 25. And then plus 7 means go right 7. So if you went left 25 and then right 7, you end up at negative 18. So that is our answer. We're also supposed to graph it and check it. So we can plug this back in. Negative 18 minus 7, that's left 18, left 7, you end at negative 25. All right, so go ahead and graph it. You got 0 on here and negative 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. That's fine for me. As long as I know where 0 is at and you graph and give 18 in the right spot, you're good to go. Now I'm going to do another example from example 2. It's 2a. You can see it down at the bottom. It says negative 20 equals y minus 13. Now I'm showing you this one because I want to show you one where it has the letter on the right side. So when we do this, we pick the side, the right side. It has the letter. We're trying to get y by itself, so I get rid of the minus 13. So I add 13 here. All right, and do it on both sides to keep the teeter-totter safe. And then you've got the y drops down over here. Those equal 0. Negative 13 plus 13 is 0. Y plus 0 is y. And then on this side, we've got left 20 and then write 13. You end at -7. All right, so you get -7 for that. Let's plug it back in. -7 is y. -7 minus 13. That's left 7, left 13. You end at -20. So I can see that it worked. Go ahead and set up your line here. There's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's -7, and graph your point. Example 3 on page 138 says Jessica downloaded 54 songs onto her digital music player. This is 17 less than the number of songs Kayla downloaded earlier. Which equation can be used to find the number of songs Kayla downloaded onto her original digital music player? So this one can be confusing. I get that. So this says, the important sentence here says that this is 17 less than the number of songs Kayla downloaded. And we're trying to figure out what Kayla downloaded. So we can say that Kayla is X, the number of songs she downloaded, and the number 54 is 17 less than the number of songs Kayla downloaded. So where it says less than, it's not a less than sign. It's a subtraction sign. But to write 17 less than something else, you have to minus 17 from that something else. All right? You don't put it as 17 minus X. All right? So I know we've covered that in Core Bytes, but that is basically the answer. Kind of tricky to explain. You just need a lot of practice on those. Example 4, use the information at the left, write and solve an equation to find the distance of the northern route of the Iditarod Trail sled dog race. All right, and then it says, over on the side, it says that during the odd years, the race takes place on the 1,161-mile southern route. And then it says this is, all right? So that's the part I want us to focus on. This is referring to the number they just gave you, all right? And then is means equals, and it says that it's 49 miles longer than the northern route. So to be longer than the northern route would be the northern route plus 49 miles. So if we're finding the distance of the northern route, this is the equation that helps us solve that. All right, so we write the equation, not just knowing how to get the answer, but also knowing how to write the equation is important. That's a hard skill to get good at. That will help you when you get into advanced levels in high school and college. But now we're just going to solve. That's the easy part here. So we subtract 49. Those are gone. N equals 1,112. And that would be the number of miles of the northern route. All right, guys, that's the end of section 3-3. Go get it.